What's going on, guys? FM here. Happy Go Battle Day. By the time this video goes out, it's probably already Go Battle Day for some of you, and it will be tomorrow for the rest of you. So hopefully everybody has a great Go Battle Day. If you don't have teams ready to go for it, I got two of them ready for you. Now, the first team that I'm going to be showcasing today is one that I stole. I don't know who created it. It's going to be the Obstagoon Double Poison with all the debuffs in it. And it's a lot of fun. It's a very strong team and it does get through the battles very quickly. But the second team I'm going to be showcasing is of my own creation. It's a little bit more glassy than this Obstagoon Double Poison team, but it's, in my opinion, even more fun to play. So we're going to be jumping on into some of these battles. If you do know who created this first team, by the way, make sure you shout them out in the comments down below and I will make sure to pin that comment. As far as IVs and movesets for all of these teams, I am going to be putting them in the description. And if you're excited for today's battles, hit that like button. All right, let's get on into it. So Obstagoon up against Trevenant, perfect lead, but we don't need that alignment. The great thing about this team is all three of your Pokemon can handle Trevenant. So if they swap in the Walrein like they do right here, you can just stay in with Goon, go for these cross drops and try to waste all this Walrein's energy, potentially even get a shield. Yeah, so we get a shield right there, which is perfect. I don't know why they didn't throw a little bit of energy before then, but just an Icicle Spear we can easily tank. In fact, we can tank this second one as well and save our shields for our back to Pokemon, knowing that we got to deal with that tree. That tree can do a lot of damage to our backline if we don't have shields, but we're going to be able to counter down right here. We have shield advantage and we have switch advantage, going to be throwing the Night Slash. Trevenant comes back in. This is going to hit for super effective and quite a bit of damage at that. Puts them to about half health after the counters, and we can come in with Nidoqueen. I'm coming in with Nidoqueen here because my Nidoqueen is not Shadow, whereas my Crobat is Shadow, so Nidoqueen can take a hit a lot better. We don't necessarily have to try to call the Shadow Ball. We go ahead and no shield, and they throw the Seed Bomb bait, and they don't even build to the Shadow Ball this second time, so I'm definitely not shielding here either. I am over farming, expecting the swap, and there it is. There is the Swampert. So this team does not have great answers in the back for Swampert. Swampert does win against Crobat in the zeros and the one shield scenarios. However, Crobat does win in the two shields by going straight Poison Fang. So that's the really nice thing. And since we did get some chip damage with that Earth Power, we can just go straight Poison Fang right here. Go ahead and drop their defense and just fast move down. At this point, I don't necessarily have to shield right here, but my Nidoqueen is low enough that it's much safer if I do, and I can just get to this Poison Fang, and the opponent does know that it's over. They top left. Let's jump into the next one. All right, Gallade lead. That's going to be a challenging lead. You definitely do not want Gallade to see either of these back two Pokemon, and it's not really good to see it on Goon either. However, the confusions are going to be resisted. You just have to watch out for the close combat, which of course will one-shot. So my recommendation is just double shield your Goon. If they bait the first time, which most of the time they're gonna bait the first time, just double shield. Commit the shields, get switch. Knowing they have a Gallade in the lead means they're probably going to be weak to poison in the back. So here we go. Going to go ahead and throw up the second shield here. It is the close combat. At this point, I can just commit to the farm down. Even though these counters are resisted, they are chipping away. This should only be a leaf blade right here, and we will be leaving with a lot of energy on our Obstagoon. So we'll have to see what the opponent is going to be coming in with next. It's going to be a Sirfetchd, and I don't know why I threw this Night Slash. It was a little bit of a panic. Didn't want to waste all this energy, so I clicked one, and then I'm going to be swapping into Nidoqueen. So a little bit of a misplay, but we lure out the Walrein here, and that's exactly what you want to do with this team, is lure out the Walrein with these poison types, both the poison types being weak to Walrein and Goon being the great answer for them. In the meantime, Nidoqueen going to be able to debuff the Walrein, and I know some of y'all have probably seen some Stone Edge Nidoqueens out there. I don't necessarily recommend it on this team because it just makes you that much more weak to Swampert, and you really need the Swampert coverage with the Earth Power. So yep, don't go I mean, if you're feeling spicy, you can go for the Stone Edge, but again, you're just going to get walled by the Swampert. So we're able to take out the Walrein there. We have our Crobat on this Sirfetchd. They can land the Brave Bird here if they want to. It's not going to one-shot even a Shadow Crobat. We can easily tank it, and we get off this Poison Fang, and that is going to be a good game. Well played to my opponent. They do shield, but look at that one Air Slash takes out Sirfetchd. So GG's. All right, jumping on into the next one. Looks like I forgot to edit out the beginning, so I do apologize for the little bit of delay right there. But we're going to be up against another Trevenant lead, so perfect lead. How are they going to be playing it? Going to be bringing out Zard. Now this team technically does not have an answer for Zard, so you're going to want to combo play. And this is going to be a very popular team. You're definitely going to be seeing this team on Go Battle Day. It's going to be the double fire team. Sometimes it has Trevenant as the lead, sometimes it has Walrein as the lead. Either way, this team's going to do phenomenally against it because once Charizard's out of the way, you know there's going to be a Blaziken in the back, and that means Crobat rather can just go to town. So we're going to go ahead and shield up the Dragon Claw right here, commit to the farm down, have a little bit of energy to throw into this Trevenant just for some nice chip damage, and we'll have alignment exactly as we want it. So able to chip away right there. We can come back in with the Goon, expecting the fighter to come out. Yes, there is the Blaziken. We do have to watch out for the Stone Edge and the Brave Bird. Brave Bird would probably one-shot the Crobat, but really these air slashes are just doing way too much. I think the opponent knows it's over, and so they top left. All right, jumping on into the final battle with this team, and then we will jump into team number two up against a Muck running Poison Jab. So Muck actually wins this against Goon, even if you are running Cross Chop. However, the nice thing is they're not going to be throwing Dark Pulse into your Goon, so you don't really have to shield this first one. There are a few that are going to be running Sludge Wave or Gunk Shot, even though they're running Poison Jab. So watch out for those. If they overfarm by quite a bit, maybe commit a shield. But normally, you're just going to let them hit you with Acid Spray, swap out, and come in with Nidoqueen. So there it is. We lure out the We lure out the Walrein. We have this battle going the way that we wanted to go, and they're going to be throwing the Icicle Spear to try to take out my Nidoqueen. But the nice thing about Nidoqueen, being a non-shadow, we can easily tank one and force them to throw a second one. Otherwise, we get to another Poison Fang. So looking very strong right now. It all comes down to what they're going to have in the back. Goon comes back in, able to just not able to go for the farm down. But that's okay. This is only going to be an Icicle Spear. We can easily tank it, and we have a lot of energy on our Goon. Muck coming back in. We don't really want to swap out into Crobat because if we do, Crobat will end up debuffed. So we're going to go ahead and dump both of these cross chops into this Muck to try to take it out. Muck has such nice bulk. So at this point, we're just going to save both shields for Crobat, hoping for a good matchup in the back. And it's going to be a Charizard in the back. And here's the thing, if it's a neutral matchup, Crobat with 2 shields is just going to dominate because you can just continually debuff your opponent and make these air slashes do more and more. So you can already see my air slashes are doing more than, I think they're running Fire Spin. So yeah, we can easily shield up the Dragon Claw right there. Get to this next Poison Fang. They will outpace us to the Dragon Claws here, so they might be able to connect with one. Yep. Or no, we still have a shield. We still have a shield right here. So that air slash is going to go through. It's going to be putting them very low. But yeah, there it is. They do have a Dragon Claw. However, Crobat, even the Shadow version, able to hold on. We have a Poison Fang ready to go to throw into this Muck. Resisted Poison Fang, going to be debuffing the Muck and also KOing. So that's going to be a GG's. Well played to my opponent. All right, jumping into team number 2. Like I said, this is the team that I have the most fun playing. It's going to have a Sirfetchd lead, Alolan Muck as my normal safe swap, and I will talk about this a little bit more in a minute. And it's going to be Gengar in the back. Now, I'm running some interesting movesets on this team, and I think it's very important that you do the same. On Sirfetchd, I'm going to be running counter with Leaf Blade and Brave Bird. By the way, all these movesets and IVs will be in the description down below. But I'm going to want that Brave Bird. And the reason being, if you run into a tree on the lead, I'm talking about Trevenant, of course, you're going to want Brave Bird to be able to one-shot them. Yes, Night Slash does some nice chip damage, but you're never going to win against Trevenant just with Night Slash. So Brave Bird going to be coming in clutch quite often. Now on Muck, we're going to be running Snarl instead of running Poison Jab, and the reason being, if you see a Swampert swap in, you want to be able to do some nice chip damage. If you see a Nidoqueen lead, and that's really the big one right here, Nidoqueen lead, you're going to want to be able to swap and be able to hit them with a lot of neutral damage before they get to the Earth Power. It gives you a lot better of a matchup there. And then on Gengar, we are going to be running all ghost type moves. So Shadow Claw is the fast move, Shadow Punch as your bait move, and then Shadow Ball as your nuke. And that's very important as well because, again, if you get this Gengar aligned with a Walrein or a Swampert, you can connect with that Shadow Ball and you can win switch in the one shot because Shadow Ball just hits so hard. It hits a lot more hard than Sludge Bomb. I know a lot of people like Sludge Bomb for the fairy coverage, but you're going to be able to take out fairies with Shadow Ball as well. And I know Focus Blast, very cool. It's always fun to Focus Blast some people, but you are going to need to be able to take out fairies. So Shadow Ball, 100% the way to go. So you can see here up against a double charm team. This team just dominates against the double charm teams. Even though we kind of just sacked our Sirfetchd, we were able to get this Gramble into Dark Pulse range so we can come in with Muck. All we have to do is throw 8 Snarls to get to the back-to-back Dark Pulse, and this game will be ours. We do have to, of course, shield up the crunch right here. It could have been a close combat, so we definitely want to use the shield just to be safe. And here is the first Dark Pulse. This should be getting the final shield off the opponent, and we are just 2 Snarls away. Here's the second Dark Pulse. Resisted Dark Pulse taking out the Gramble. You'd love to see it, and yes, I know you're going to be seeing Double Charm on Go Battle Day. So if you're expecting that, this is probably the team for you. All right, into the next one, up against another Alolan Muck lead. This is where having Brave Bird can come in clutch because of both Leaf Blade and Night Slash would be resisted, but not Brave Bird. Not Brave Bird, oh no, and Brave Bird going to be doing massive damage against a Muck, nearly taking them out. Let's see it, boom! Nearly takes them out. We're gonna come in with our own Muck to clear the debuff, and I was thinking I could Snarl down, but they barely get to this next Acid Spray, which is unfortunate because now we're debuffed, but we are also very much ahead on energy. So they're gonna come in with Typhlosion. I'm going to bait like I have Gunk Shot and go for the Dark Pulse here. We do grab a shield, perfect, and now I'm building up to the Sludge. They do CMPS, unfortunately, so I am going to go ahead and throw up a shield, trying to get the second shield off my opponent as well. So let's see. Do they shield this Sludge or do they let it go through? They do shield it. That's fine by me. Exactly what I wanted, actually. And at this point, I just go for the Dark Pulse. I probably should have just gone for the Sludge. I think I would have made it before that Incinerate went all the way through because now they can farm me down. So definitely a misplay on my part. I could have come in and sniped with one of my back 2 Pokemon, but instead I let them build to 100 energy. So definitely a misplay on my part. I'm going to come in with Sirfetchd and just sack it, hoping Gengar has a good matchup in the back. We will have a little bit of an energy lead, which is always very good for Gengar. It just matters. What do they have in the back? Hopefully it's not a Obstagoon. Is it an Obstagoon? No, it's going to be a Venusaur, and Gengar is just going to dominate. Even without a shield, Gengar can put in work since it is going to be resisting everything from this Venusaur. So Venusaur, of course, going to be going for the Frenzy Plant here. Let's see how much does this do to Glassy Gengar. It does a lot, but does not nearly KO. So we can just go for the Shadow Punch at this point, take out this Venusaur. And that's going to be a, well, I guess they had, what was that, the Muck with 1 HP? I'm not sure. So GG's. Hopefully to my opponent into the next one up against a Gallade lead. So this is one of the only matchups where I will safe swap into my Gengar, and that's going to be if it's a Gallade lead or if it's a Trevenant lead. And the reason being, you really need Muck to be able to close out those end games because Gengar doesn't really beat Gallade. I mean, Gallade can just straight Confusion down. Confusions do so much since Gengar is a poison type. And against Trevenant, kind of the same story. The Shadow Claws do a lot. If they do decide to stay in with Trevenant, I always just no shield. You can force them to shield twice by going straight Shadow Punch. And if they throw the Seed Bomb, then you don't have to shield at all. So you will lose switch that way, but you do get both their shields. All right, so they're coming in with the Walrus right here. We can go ahead and throw the Shadow Ball. So you can see right there, I just committed both shields after landing the Shadow Ball on Lapras. Lapras being a little bit more bulky than Walrein, so not as comfortable, but we were able to land that Shadow Ball against the Walrein. Very nice. And now we can come in with our Muck against this Gallade. Gallade does have close combat, but close combat only hits for neutral, and Muck has some nice bulk. So it's not going to one-shot. This should be a CMP tie right here. If it is, we would easily take them out. But the game said, nope, not a CMP tie. So they are going to connect with the Leaf Blade. I need Sirfetchd now to take out this Gallade. We make it to the Leaf Blade. Remember, they dropped their defense by 2 stages with the close combat. Is this enough? It is enough to take out the Gallade, but can we outpace this Walrein? They're throwing a move right here. It's going to be the Icicle Spear. So we need to get to this Leaf Blade before they get to another one. And yes, Sirfetchd makes it. So game definitely a lot more close than it could have been if CMP would have been locked in. But that's the way it goes. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today. If you plan on running one of these teams, definitely let me know in the comments down below. If anything comes up on Go Battle Day and you're kind of wondering how do you play this matchup, comment that in the comments down below as well. I will be trying to check my comments to try to get back to you, as many of you as possible. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, this is Chill Out Sifter reminding you to always keep pushing forward.